Alright, welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be talking about keyword research, what it is, the importance of it, and then I'm going to show you how to do it inside the Google Ads account. So first, what is keyword research? Keyword research is basically you going in and finding the terms that people search for when they're looking for the services you offer. Now, you can do this using Google's own keyword research planner, but a lot of it is actually just common sense. You just put yourself in the mind of someone who's looking for painting services, and you ask yourself, what would that person type in? What would they search for? And then you try to target those searches. And it's really important because you want to target the high intent buying keywords, okay? So you don't want anything irrelevant or people who aren't actually looking for painting services at the moment. So for example, a search like, how often should I paint my house? You don't want your ad showing up for that because somebody could click on it just out of curiosity to see what's in the market, what's going on, but they have no intention of getting a painter or even getting any estimates soon. They just want to know, how often should I paint my house? They're at a completely different stage in their buying journey. So it's no point having your ad show up for someone like that because obviously Google's pay-per-click and you just waste your budget like that. So the third reason that keyword research is really important is because you want to have relevant keywords, and then you want to have relevant ad copy, which I went over in my last video, and a relevant landing page experience. All of that is going to lead to a high quality score and a lower cost per click, which ultimately is going to mean a lower cost per lead. So these are the things that Google looks for when deciding how much you should pay for each click. If people like your ads, if they're being clicked on a lot, you're going to get a lower cost per click, because what that means is that it's really relevant for people. People aren't just, glazing over your ad and just scrolling past. It actually answers people's problems and it keeps them on Google. So you're basically doing Google a favor. That's the idea here. When your ad gets clicked on, your budget gets spent. And so basically you do Google a favor, they'll do you a favor, right? They'll favor your ad, they'll show your ad higher, and they'll give you a lower cost per click, which, like I said, ultimately is going to result in you having a lower cost per lead. And all of this stuff is really important. You want to get all this stuff lined up the right way, but it all starts with the keywords, okay? Yeah, that's what this video is about. Now I'm going to go into the keyword research planner inside the Google Ads account and show you what that looks like. All right, so now I'm inside one of my test accounts, and what you want to do from here, once you're inside your account, is you want to click on the wrench icon at the top. I know you can't see it, but where it says tools and settings, you just want to click that and then click on keyword planner. All right, from here you want to select discover new keywords, and then before you start typing in the keywords, I recommend that you actually put in your actual location. So let's continue with the example I've been using in these videos is Pennsylvania. Okay, you might want to target even more narrowly than this. The reason for that is because the keywords are going to show up, they're going to have the search volume next to them. So you're going to see how many monthly searches this keyword is getting. And that's really important because you don't want to be targeting keywords that have low monthly searches, because then you're not going to get a lot of leads. I'm going to show you what that looks like in a minute, but that's the reason we do that. So first of all, let's start with some really basic. I recommend that you always start with the services. So when people are looking for painting services, they know whether they want interior or exterior. So do that for each of your services. I'm not going to go through all the services in this video because it's the same idea. But let's say interior. So like I said before, put yourself in the mind of someone searching for these services. What would they actually type into their phone? So they'd probably type something like interior painters near me, right? Interior painting company. Let's say interior painting. Now, the thing is, so these two, interior painters near me and interior painting company, these have pretty high intent. Like, this is somebody that's in the market for painting. But interior painting, it can be a hit or miss. So, it's like with a lot of stuff in Google Ads, in marketing in general. You just want to test. So you can target this keyword and then just keep an eye on it. See whether it's driving you good quality leads or whether it's wasting your budget for no reason. All right, so after that, just click Get Results. So what you want to do, first of all, so these are the words that we actually typed in. You see you got the average monthly searches here. So I recommend that you actually filter by the average monthly searches just to get an idea. So like I said, I'm targeting all of Pennsylvania here, but you might want to go a bit more narrow than that. So these are keyword ideas that they're giving me. House painters near me, home painters near me, residential painting. And you can see that these are getting a lot of searches. Now, generally, you want to have at least a couple of keywords that are getting about 1,000 to 10,000 searches a month. Okay, that's how you can make sure that you're going to get enough volume that you're really going to, like, notice how many clicks and how many leads you're getting. Because otherwise, it's going to be an incredibly frustrating experience because there's not even that much of a market for what you're selling. But these are pretty good numbers and they give us an idea. So I'm going to keep that there. I'm going to open an Excel sheet so I can basically segment all my keywords into the ad groups. I'm going to show you what that looks like. All right, so this is what it looks like inside the Excel sheet. Like I said, you want to create, so these are the ad groups: interior painting, exterior painting. You want to have an ad group for each of your services. And I went over this in the first video I made, where I went over how to create a campaign from start to finish. So you're gonna have one for each of your services. I'm not gonna, like I said, I'm not gonna do one for each of the services, but this is what it'll look like. And this third one, I've got home, house, and residential all in one ad group. Now the reason for that is because Google has switched to an intent-based search. So it's no longer about the literal keywords that you type. It's about the intent of the user. So if somebody searches for home or house, it's the same thing as searching for residential. That's why there's no problem with having those keywords all in the same ad group. Now, if you want to ensure that you get a high click-through rate, which means that a lot of people click on your ads out of every 100, what you should do is use dynamic keyword insertion. I went over this in the first video as well when I was actually writing the ads. And basically what that means is that you want the actual keyword that the person searched to show up in your ad. Even though I've got all these 3 words in the one ad group, I'll have that word that the person, whichever one of those 3 words that the person typed, that word will show up in the ad using dynamic keyword insertion. Basically, when you're inside Google Ads, when you're writing the ads, you just hold Shift and use this squiggly bracket. That's dynamic keyword insertion. Like I said, I went over it in the first video. So that's the reasoning behind that. And this is what it would look like when you're planning your keywords. So right now I'm going to go back into the keyword planner and try to find some high volume searches that I can target. Alright, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to look through these keywords and try to find any relevant ones that are clearly something that someone who's looking to purchase painting services would type, that I want my ads to show up for, and I'm going to put them into the Excel sheet. So, okay, these 3 are definitely going in. I'm just going to copy and paste them in. And the same thing with this, interior painting companies near me. Don't worry, I'm not going to fill out the whole sheet, but this is just so that you get the idea. Alright, now I see home painting contractors near me. So what I could actually do is I could actually create another ad group and call it painting contractors. And I'll have words related to contractor, specifically that keyword, because it's different from all the other ones, it's a different intent as well, so there's no problem with having it in a different keyword. So I'll in a different ad group, I mean. So you could definitely do that as well. Okay, so I'm gonna keep doing this for a while. Then I'll show you what the sheet looks like. But basically, I'm just gonna keep looking through these, find the high intent ones that have a good number of average monthly searches, and yeah, you'll see the end result. Alright, so you see this one, cost to paint interior of house. So a search like that you don't want to be showing up for, because this isn't someone who's in the market for painting services. They're at the very beginning of their buyer's journey. You don't want to show up for this person just yet. When they start searching things like interior house painters near me or painting company near me, that's when you want to show up for them, when they're likely to actually become a lead. But otherwise, no need to blow your budget on them. Now you might find some keywords that have that you might think might belong in 2 ad groups at the same time. In this case, what I would do is I just make an executive decision basically and choose to put it in one ad group instead of the other. So in this case, interior home painters near me, personally, I would put that in interior painting. I just feel like it would be better than the home ad group. But again, I could have it there for a while and then see if it converts. If it doesn't, maybe try it in the other ad group. And if it doesn't convert, then it's just not working out. That's the other thing with all these keywords. Some of them are going to be better than others. It's just the nature of this kind of thing. You're basically going to get 80% of your keywords. Sorry, 20% of your keywords are going to be driving 80% of your results. So that's why you want to take your time with this, but at the same time, don't worry about it too much, you know? All right, so this is what I've come up with, the keywords for the ad groups. Now, you don't need a lot of keywords for the ad groups, honestly. 5 to 10 keywords should be enough. Now, you want to have an ad group for each of your services. So interior, exterior cabinets, anything else that you offer. And like I said, there might be some overlap between some of these terms, but don't worry about that. Don't overthink it. The point is that the intent behind the search, so one of your ads will trigger for it, also depends on your negatives. So you might want your ad to show up for one search, but not to show up for a certain other keyword. That's completely up to you. But like I said, don't worry about that, about the overlap. So you remember here I used 3 different words that basically mean the same thing. I want to show you how you can use dynamic keyword insertion to make the ad that shows up actually have the word that was actually searched, the one that the person actually typed. I'm going to show you what that looks like. Alright, so to actually write the ads, you go back inside the account, go to campaigns, select your campaign, and then from here, you just want to go to, yeah, ad groups, and then maybe select any one of the ads that you already have written, or if you're writing a new one, you can just press here. I'm just going to edit this one, just to show you what the dynamic keyword insertion looks like. So you go to the headline, and you put in the squiggly bracket, like I said. You hold shift, then you press the button for the square bracket. It's also got the squiggly one, and this shows up, keyword insertion. All right, so like I said, this might be your home slash house slash residential painting ad group. So you put one in for home. All right, you put home here. So if that means if the keyword is home, the person typed home painters, the word home actually shows up. Home painters in, you know, whatever the area is. And you can do the same thing here in the second headline, except with the other 2 words. So house. And then same thing, just write your ad copy here. Now, one thing I want to say, I know I already mentioned this earlier about how 20% of your keywords or 20% of your ad groups will be bringing in most of your leads. You might find that even after doing all of this, maybe one of these ad groups is basically just wasting money. And that's absolutely no problem. You can just pause it and then focus your budget on the ad groups that actually are driving results. So expect that to happen. It's what ends up happening most of the time. I think that's everything I've got for today. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments. If you actually own a painting company and need help with any of this stuff, you can go to my website in the comment and book a call, and we'll see if there's a way for us to work together. But other than that, thanks for your time. I'll see you in the next video. Thanks.